Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. It's Andrew the Collector here with a new deck profile for Generators. I haven't done this deck in a good while, but they recently got support in the new Photon Hypernova set. So sorry this is a bit late. Oddly enough, it was kind of difficult to get the new Exceeds monster, but I'll get into that when the time comes. But for now, let's just hop in right into the deck profile. So to start off, we're going to do 3 of the Loptar. Loptar is probably one of your best starters. His effect is that, you can only control one of them at a time, and all generator monsters that you control gain 1,000 attack and defense during your opponent's turn only. And during the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute 1 generator monster and special summon 1 level 9 generator monster with a different name from your deck. And you can only use that once per turn. He is very good at getting your resources as well as providing a good stat boost during your opponent's turn. But we'll get into that when we get into the field spell. And next is going to be 3 of the new Vala. She is really good. I was a little skeptical about her at first, but playtesting with her, she is actually quite broken. Like Loptar, you can only control 1 of her at a time, and you can only use each of her effects once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can send one other generator card from your hand to the graveyard and special summon her, but banish her when she leaves the field. And if this card is special summoned, you can special summon 1 generator monster from your hand or graveyard in any position, and they are able to attack that turn and use their effects. So really good at getting resources back from the graveyard, and good resources to exceed summon. And next is going to be 2 Har, generator of Boss of Storms. You can only control 1 of him, and once per turn, if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase. Quick effect, you can make your opponent send 1 monster from their hand or field to the graveyard. Their choice. When a card or effect is activated, you contribute 2 generator monsters or spellcaster monsters and negate the effect activation, and if you do, destroy it. So good negation and good interruption when your opponent tries to search stuff, and he's your main guy that you go into with your with Loptar and your field spell. And next is going to be 2 Ugdara, generator Boss of Delusion. He is a quick effect, tribute 2 generator monsters and target 1 card on the field and banish it. So really good interruption there. Next is 2 Hela, generator Boss of Doom. She is kind of like Vala. She gets resources back from the graveyard, except her effect is that you tribute a generator monster you control and special summon from your hand. So it's not it's a little bit more resourceful with Vala, but Vala I like better because you are able to special summon her from the hand or graveyard. And then 1 Nidhogg, generator Boss of Ice. His effect is you can tribute 1 generator monster you control, and when your opponent special summons a monster, to negate that summon. So he's basically a Solemn Judgment on legs. And then 1 Mardal, generator Boss of Light. When she is normal or special summoned, you can search for a generator card. Really good to get resources, but you only want to run 1 because you do not want to draw her. You want to special summon her off of the field spell or off of Loptar. And now 2 Trias. It's basically a honorary generator monster. During your main phase, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can tribute up to 3 fairy monsters to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then you can apply one of the following effects in sequence depending on the number of tributed monsters. 2 or more, destroy 1 card your opponent controls, and 3, draw 2 cards. Really good card. If you have a field full of your tokens that you get from the field spell, you can, in 1 swoop, pop a card your opponent controls, non-targeting, and draw 2 cards. Really good, and it's a level 9, so it's good. Goes well with your Exceed summons. That's it for the level 9 monsters. Now on to the supporting monsters. I have 2 Condemned Witch. When she is normal summoned, you can search a forbidden quick play spell, like Forbidden Droplets, Forbidden Lance, but in this one we have Forbidden Chalice. And her second effect is during your opponent's main phase, you contribute her to special summon a level 4 fairy monster from your deck, which is Loptar. So basically just an extra 2 copies of Loptar. And then 2 Effect Veiler. Because we also run Chalice in this deck, but what's better than Chalice negates? Effect Veiler negates. So, just more ways to interrupt your opponent's plays. Now off to the spell cards. We run 3 Generator Boss Stage. This is what makes your deck possible. Once per turn, if a card or cards is added to your opponent's main deck to their hand, even during the draw phase, you can special summon 1 generator monster from your deck in defense position. And keep in mind that is a soft once per turn, not a hard once per turn. The next one is a hard once per turn, unfortunately. If a generator monster is special summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon as many generator tokens to your side of the field as possible, which is what these guys are. And the generator tokens are light, level 4, fairy type, 1500 attack, and defense. So you can basically have them during your opponent's turn to use as resources for your generator monsters effects like Hela, Ugdara, and Har. So yeah, really, really good. And to get them more quickly, we have 3 Generator Boss Quests. Reveal a generator monster in your hand to add up to 2 generator spells or traps with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. So yeah, really good. It can get ashed, but the reveal is not cost. And we can't run this deck without 3 World Legacy Monstrosity. It has 2 effects. The first effect, special summon 1 level 9 monster from your hand. Really good. But the second effect is where this card really shines. You can target a level 9 monster you control to special summon 2 level 9 monsters with different original types and attributes from the targeted monster to your side of the field. Luckily for you, each generator monster is a different type or attribute from each other. Like Har is a dark spellcaster, fire fairy, light rock, zombie dark, water worm, light plant, and you can even summon Trias, which is a light fairy. So you have plenty of resources to fully utilize this card, so absolutely run no less than 3. The one that is debatable is Kajikuri Curse. You could run 2, but I opted to run 3 because I like seeing this card when I need it. It's literally just to send a level 9 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. It's the pot of greed of your deck. And we have 3 Forbidden Chalice, the one that you search off of your witch. I don't really need to say much because we want to interrupt your opponent as many times as possible with this deck, because this deck is basically interruptions the deck. You got this, you got Effect Veiler, you got 2 interruptions from Har, you got 1 from Delusion, and if you're able to get more out with Monstrosity like Boss of Ice, you're able to also negate a summon on top of that. And then 2 Pot of Avarice. You do run through so many of your monsters in this deck. I have on occasions resolved both of these because you want to recycle your monsters as many times as possible, because once you get them in the graveyard, and if you don't see either your Boss of Doom or your Vala, you are pretty much dead in the water once you run out of resources in your deck. So definitely run 2. You could run 3 theoretically. You could change out a Kajikuri Curse for this, but I'm fine putting this at 2 for now. And then 1 Terraforming, because Terraforming gets you to your field spell, which allows you to play this deck. And now after the traps, we run 3 Generator Boss Fight. Activate 1 Generator field spell directly from your deck or graveyard, then your opponent draws 1 card. Remember how I was saying that the first effect is a soft once per turn? Let's say that this card is on the field and you activate it to special summon a generator monster. And you have this face down. After your opponent starts doing their stuff and they play through all of your interruptions, you can activate this again to send this to the graveyard to activate another one from the deck, and then your opponent draws 1 card. Since your opponent drew a card, this effect activates again, allowing you to special summon from the deck. Again, since it's a new field spell and it's not a soft once per turn, you can special summon it, potentially getting out another interruption. And as a side note, let's say that your opponent attempts to Ash Blossom the first effect. You can chain this to Ash Blossom to switch out the field spells. The first one would get negated, but then you have a new one, again, soft once per turn, then it would activate again like nothing had ever happened. To be fair, your opponent does get is able to draw another card off of this, but the way that this deck is able to generate so much advantage and so many interruptions, sometimes it doesn't even matter. if you stop them at the correct point, it can pretty much be game over for them. And then continuing with the interruptions, this is a going first deck, so we opted to run 3 Solemn Strike. I like Solemn Strike because I like to focus more on monster negations and interruptions in this format, but you could replace this with Solemn Judgment, either or, whichever fits your preference. Now off to the extra deck. I'm running 3 Levian, the Generator Boss of Shadows. I'm only able to have 2 of them because my locals only had these ones available, but I would run 3 if I had all 3. Her effect is that you can summon this with 2 or more level 9 monsters, and you can only control 1 of them. Monsters your opponent controls loses 1,000 attack and defense. Obviously, the opposite effect of Loptar, but it's on your opponent's monsters. And her quick effect is where she really shines. You can tribute this Exceed Summon card to special summon 1 non-fairy Generator Exceed monster from your extra deck. Then you can attach cards that are on the field or in the graveyard that are special summon up to the materials that are used on this card. So let's say that she has 3 materials on her. Use her effect to tribute her. Use her effect to tribute herself to special summon out your Generator Boss of Eternity, allowing you to put any cards up to 3 under this guy, which is non-targeting, non-destruction removal, which is the best kind of renewal. His effect is that this card gains 1,000 attack for the number of materials that you have. And quick effect, you can detach a material, and each player draws 1 card. Then each player that drew attaches 1 card from their hand or field to this card as material. So you basically detach a material, each opponent draws 1 card, and then they each choose a card from their hand or field to attach to this card, basically giving it another attachment, giving it another additional 1,000 attack. Really busted. And the next important level 9 is Phantom Fortress Inner Blafnir. 2 level 9s, and once per turn you can detach a material to banish a card basically from anywhere, from the one that your opponent controls, from their hand, from their graveyard, and from the top of their deck. Non-targeting. Really good. And their last rank 9 is Infinitrack Earth Slicer. 2 level 9s, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can attach it to this card as material. Really good and can help prevent floating effects sometimes. You can detach any material from this card, then target that many cards on the field and destroy them. So really good spot removal. And the last effect, if this card is in the graveyard, you contribute a Machine Link monster to special summon this card in defense, but you don't really use that because we don't run Machine Link monsters. And I do run Super Poly in the side, so I am opting Dracostapelia and Starving Venom. I don't have Garuda or Mud Dragon right now. I would put those in instead, but so consider these basically placeholders. And obviously, since it's a token-based deck, we have the Generator tokens. And that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think of the deck and what you would change or what your thoughts about it. And let us know what you want us to do for future videos. Until then, please like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you guys later.